Salutations everyone, this is Razor bringing you some TDM on the Ghost here on the whiteout using the SA805, which is kind of hard to differentiate between the SA805, the SC2010, and the Remington 5. Those guns all seem very similar to me so far. Just the way that, like, aesthetically as well as their recoil, fire rate, and damage output. I perform differently with all of them, oddly enough, but they seem very much the same. So I'm trying to ride out the storm here. I'm waiting for Call of Duty Ghost to get better, because I don't know about you guys. If you enjoy the game, good. I hope you do. I have no reason to, try to take away your joy. That's not what I'm about. It's just the game hasn't worked out for me so far. There's just a lot of mistakes in the way that this game was made in a variety of ways, but it hasn't presented any new problems that we haven't been able to overcome before. We've dealt with CODs that have had huge weapon imbalances where one or two weapons rule the game. We've dealt with that before. We've dealt with CODs with huge amount of lag. This one just happens to be the laggiest out of the bunch. We've dealt with CODs that have terrible maps. This one just happens to be the worst. We've dealt with CODs that have terrible spawns. This one just happens to be the worst. So there are no really new problems. I guess you can say that the low health and the high damage weapons, that's kind of new. It's never been to this degree before, but that doesn't really change the concept of the game. That's not really that new of an element, at least I think. Maybe I'm underestimating the impact that has on the game and the way that it plays, but they made a lot of mistakes with this game as far as like the maps and the lag that they decided to put into it, the spawns that they decided to make terrible, the weapons that they decided to be imbalanced, because it's all the choice. All of these things are choices that they made. Sure, they can't predict every single really weird glitch that happens, like, oh, if you do this with this weapon and then do this combination of buttons, you become invisible inside of a mountain. They can't account for that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the way that weapons and spawns and lag and hit detection, the way that works, that's all a choice, because they've shown us how it works in the past, and they've made it different in each Call of Duty. So every single positive and negative thing that they do in this game is all because they made the choice to do so. Whatever that's based on, I'm not too sure, but it's all of a choice, every single thing that they did. And I'm trying to ride out the storm here. I'm waiting for it to get better. I don't want to be one of those guys who just nonstop complain about the game, because I'm still a Call of Duty fan. I did enjoy Modern Warfare 3 for what it was worth. I kind of had to not play the game the same way as other CODs, and I know it's easy to say, why don't you just do that again? It's like I'm trying, and I did enjoy Black Ops 2. It was better than Modern Warfare 3, and so far it looks like the best COD out of the last 3 years. But I had some troubles with that at the beginning, but this has taken a long ass time. Sure, dedicated servers could help. I've never played dedicated servers or a console game on dedicated servers, so I'm not sure how much of a difference that's going to make, but it can't make the game worse, am I right? It can't possibly make the game worse. So I'm looking forward to if and when that becomes a reality. Who knows when they're going to decide to turn those puppies on. And sure, there can be some patches to make the game a little more balanced, but you can't really count on that to make a huge impact. Patches just, they can't do that. But every little bit helps, obviously. Like when they buffed the KSG in Modern Warfare 3, that definitely helped out my game, because that became my best shotgun. And they can make little tweaks here and there. Obviously, the spawns can't be fixed to where they're at a point that you can be like, oh yeah, these spawns are good. Once the spawns are bad, they're just gonna stay that way. That's just the way that they work. Maybe they could be less bad, but they're never gonna be good. But I don't want to be those guys who complain. I'm just trying to ride out the storm, but it's taken a lot longer than I expected. So I don't expect this to be a centric Call of Duty channel for the foreseeable future. And I kind of saw this coming for a variety of reasons, but I also wanted to, spice up the variety on my channel. So I'm going to be doing different types of things. I've been thinking about doing maybe a weekly vlog that I know a couple of you were interested in. And I know there's always going to be, 5 to 7 of you that, just support whatever I want to do. And that's cool. And I know it's my channel, so I should do whatever I want. But, if I'm trying to entertain people, then, if things do work out, maybe you want to do those more often than things that don't. And I've done a couple Let's Plays, and those did very, very poorly, so I don't know if that's the right formula. I definitely want to do more voices videos, because those were quite successful on my first channel, and I want to do more of those. So if you enjoyed my Rainbow Six video, that's kind of like what I want to do more of in the future, as well as maybe some in-person stuff. So those just things on my mind right now. 23 and 6 something, 23 kills, SA805 team deathmatch, 6 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comments always appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time.